Hey guys. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. I was setting everything up and trying to go as fast as possible, but at the same time I had to shut down the music before we started streaming, which I didn't think of, so I should have said like give me like 5 minutes, not 2 minutes, because I had to actually get into the game and shut down the music first. So the only thing that sucks is like I really had to go into the options and kill the music down to 0%. Okay, so vibe wise, yes, the gameplay is gonna feel not quite as vibey because the synthwave music really does help a lot the gameplay. But I'm gonna go with the build that I was using. So the Ranger is probably the easiest way to do this one, by the way. And I'm going to go through the steps as we go through it, which is really like mentally how I unlock this game. Like, and it's nothing bad because, I mean, I think you have to go through this process where you just realize how important re-rolling is in this game and menuing is in this game. Like the buy part of the game is 90% of the game here. And knowing how to deal with it is 90% of the game. And never wasting your money on things that don't fit into your build is key. So even if an item looks awesome, if it doesn't fit into the build you're going with, don't buy it. Because you're wasting your money that you could be re-rolling to get things that are perfect for your build. And what I actually didn't even realize, there are two things I didn't even realize. Okay, as we go, let me go in. Number one, SMG for the Ranger character is like easy win territory. So as long as we can get set up early, you'll see this is easy win territory. And you know how they say the best defense is a good offense? Well, with this build, we have no defense, we only have offense. And the only thing generally that could kill us, most likely, unless we get a really bad start, is the boss at the end. Okay? So let's take a look at SMG here. Now we're going to do level 0 just because, like I said, I beat level 0 a couple of times with 2 different builds. And now I'm going to start working on Danger 1, which increases the difficulty. But this is just really a getting started like stream. And I unlocked this, I did 2 builds, and then I started playing Knights versus Giant again. Which, by the way, I've gone far. I've gotten a lot of unlocks now. Knight versus Giant is another great roguelite right now that I'm playing. And I'm soon going to do a video putting these things together. I'm going to be talking about like 3 great roguelites or 3 great games, maybe not all roguelites that I've played lately. We're going to put them in one video and we're going to talk about these in like a fixed form video as well. But okay, so SMG is the path to victory. And we're going to go over a couple of things as we play through, which I wasn't voluntarily giving out the wrong information on the last stream, but I had the wrong information because I just hadn't gotten far enough in the game to realize a couple of things last time. And we'll go over that as we get there. So if you guys pick up the game, you can have some fun beating down some waves here. Now, number 1, we want to go max attack. So if the upgrade here is not giving us attack speed, attack power, or ranged power, right now, we don't want it. And what I realized it was there, I just didn't realize how important it was. We can re-roll these stats here. Okay, that's what I was not doing before. So we can re-roll and really make sure that we're getting exactly what we want. Once again, crit chance can be a decent one later in the game. And you'll see when we're late in the game, we are going to want to get 1 or 2 little defensive stats, depending on what we've had to sacrifice during the build. But for the beginning, we want raw damage. So here we have what we need, +1 range damage. It doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, with SMGs and how many bullets we'll be firing soon, it is a lot. So this is what we want. Now, the only item we'll be buying are SMGs. Other than that, we are buying no guns at all, and I'm even going to sell my pistol. Because there is a hidden stat that the more you have a weapon, the more likely the game is to give you that weapon. So by only having SMGs, you have a higher percentage to get more SMGs in your stores. So let's go for wave 2. Now we got some attack speed. I didn't show you the item I got. We got attack speed. So we got 1 ranged attack power and we got some attack speed. And all we sacrifice is a little armor. But who needs armor when you're never getting hit? You know what I said? Good offense, best defense is a good offense. Our offense is going to be so good, we don't even need a defense because we're basically going to kill everything before it even touches us. Now, when you have the choice between raw ranged and raw damage, you're better with raw ranged, okay? Because 5% is percentage, but raw range, up until about 20 or 30, you're better going with raw ranged. Lifesteal, by the way, can be a decent option mid-build, because lifesteal is basically going to help you out if you messed up. It's going to save your ass if you messed up. And we're actually going to take a little bit here because this is a really good item. No, we're not, because we don't have enough money. So we're just going to go to wave 3. It's not worth locking in. It's a decent item, but it's not worth locking in. And locking in was another thing I wasn't doing enough of. Like, when you have an item that you can't buy that fits perfectly into your build, don't be scared to lock it in till the next wave if you don't have enough money. But as you can see here, like, none of the enemies so far are even getting close to where I am. And you'll see at one point, if we get the right item, we might not even have to move at all. Other than to pick up, like, our loot. We're going to be, like, killing waves and then picking up our loot. Tempting, but too early. And we still got a pretty cheap reroll. Attack speed. Very decent. Range damage, sacrificing attack speed. Now, this is a good trade-off. Why? Because we're getting plus 25 range and 2 range damage, and we're trading 7% attack speed. But you'll see, generally, over all the builds, it's easier to get attack speed than it is to get... It's easier to get attack speed than it is to get raw range damage, which is why this is a good trade-off, because later on, 7% attack speed, we're probably going to be able to stack so much of it that it's good. Yes, the rerolls do get more expensive, but there are items that give you free rerolls, and hopefully, generally, you'll find 1 or 2 of those. So eventually, when the rerolls get more expensive, that's when you want to buy those items that make the rerolls free, because you're basically getting freer rerolls when your rerolls would be more expensive. So hopefully we'll get at least one of those later on. So we'll always have a free reroll. So that we honestly didn't buy anything. We didn't need it to survive the wave. You'll see that this is going to be pretty easy. And the reason I didn't want to do that is because I'd rather reroll with 4 open spaces than the fact that we locked in one. Like, and I'm not saying you will never dodge in the game. Like, you'll sit around wave 8 or 9. If I'm not strong enough at that exact point in the game, I will have to dodge the bigger guys. But, like, your movement dodging is so much less important than the rest of this. And we have more attack speed here. And we're getting a second one. Now, we're actually going to take luck. Okay, because luck gives you a better selection of items in the shop. It is worth taking, especially when we get blue luck like that, like a bigger luck, if that makes sense. It's worth taking early. Blue SMG, scope, and we're good like that, because even if we reroll right now, it's like a wasted reroll, because we'd have to lock an item most likely. So we're going to go to the next wave. Like, you have to look at this game like a strategy game and not like an action game. And I've realized so far both builds, because I did make a melee build that I finished with as well. So far for the moment, the builds that I've had the most success with is when I focus on one type of item. Why? Because you'll see later on, you'll get more high grade by focusing on one item, and the fact that you combine items to make better grade items, it's easier to get the higher grade items. I don't know if it makes sense, because if all you're getting is SMGs, well then getting a rest SMG is really easy because all you need is 2 blue SMGs. But you'll be getting more SMGs in general. So for the moment, that's how it works. So my top 2 movies are Mortal Kombat and Mario Brothers. MK95 for the best live action, and Super Mario for the best animated game movie. I would agree with those 2 choices. I would agree. Well, no, he's saying he likes it. That's his favorite. Mario Brothers is his favorite champ. I don't know, unless I'm not getting the sense of the question. But to me, it seems like he likes it. He's saying it's his favorite. Oh, boom, baby. +2 range damage. We want nothing here. So let's re-roll the shop. Another SMG. +1 range damage. -3 speed. Now, the -3 speed, you have to be careful with the speed. You don't want to sacrifice too much of it. But we are going to take the baby alien because the range damage is... the mutation, sorry. Because the range damage is worth it. Especially with only -3 speed. But eventually, towards the end of the game, I'm going to want to get some speed back. Because especially for the boss, like the boss is the only one that generally can kill you in these builds. Why? Because sometimes they can one-shot you unless you have some defensive stats. Like, you know, I said no one touches you. The only person who sometimes touches you is the boss, depending on which one you get. Because I've seen like 4 variations of boss so far. Because, by the way, I had a couple of unsuccessful runs even with this build. Just because I wasn't prepared for how the bosses are. And the one time like that I thought it was going to be an easy win and I died, it's just because the boss, I was so weak that the boss actually one-shot me. So I just made one mistake when the boss was at like 10% health. And he hit me once with like one of his ranged attacks and it killed me in one shot. So I'm like, okay, I do need a tiny bit of... okay, we're going to recycle this. Boom, a purple attack damage. Come on, guys. This is like a gift from heaven here. Like, is it as good as ranged damage? No. But at 15%, it is excellent. Excellent. Honestly, the Mario movie was a decent movie if it wasn't called Mario. I know that sounds weird to hear, but okay, getting harvesting when you can sacrifice melee damage is a gift from heaven as well, because we don't care about melee damage. But that's the only thing, because harvesting does give us a little bit more money. That's why it's worth spending a little bit of cash on, getting a little bit of harvesting. Now, we have... This one is always... The bait has always messed with me. It's never been good for me. No matter how strong I am, it always ends up hurting me more than helping me. We're going to take this again. It is worth it. And we are oh, this I love. Range, attack speed, but minus lifesteal. Now, they're being a little stingy on the SMGs though. Like at this point, I would have liked to have like 6 SMGs for at least, and starting to maybe upgrade some of them. Now we do have a blue, but like that was a natural blue. It's not a blue because we bought like 2 gray SMGs, and that's the other mistake I made, guys. If the item you can buy can combine with another one in your store, you can just buy it and it combines automatically. You don't need to sell to buy, as long as it can directly combine with one of the items in your inventory. And in my last stream, I said you had to buy and sell it. That's because I never had come across the situation where you had two exactly combining items directly in the store and your inventory. And if you just buy it, it works right out. You don't even have to worry about it. Triceps. So you see, it's not worth re-rolling because we do have a decent option with the triceps and the damage upgrade. Oh, this is a little tough as a choice, okay? Because we have the 1 range damage, but we have the 10% attack speed, and we have the luck. The luck would be tempting here, but we're gonna go with the attack speed because I know 23 attack speed sounds high, but I like having around 70% attack speed. Okay, so we are still a little bit low, even though it doesn't feel maybe like that. I like these, but we are going to have to maybe eventually invest in a little bit of armor to offset what we're losing. Nothing here looks good, and we have our 6th SMG. Nice. So now most likely we're going to start combining. This is a really good one to get, even though the +5 enemies sounds bad. The +5 enemies, percent enemies, is actually extra money for you, because generally we are so strong on these runs that having an extra 5% of enemies is actually a gift rather than a penalty. So even though it sounds like a penalty, it doesn't really end up being a penalty. And now we're starting to shred. Like, as you guys can see, like, I don't know if you guys remember the last run, but generally around here I started having to dodge and I'd be taking a bunch of hits, and we actually lost a couple of runs around like wave 8 or 10. And right now, like, I basically just walk wherever I want and shred through everything. So it's like a way different run from what we were doing the other day. Simply because we're strategizing. Exactly. Oh, this is great. 10 attack speed for -2 damage is very good. It's a good trade-off. Okay. Take these. They're good. +15 material when you pick up a crate is also good, but and we're not low enough on speed where I can't take it, so we're actually gonna take it. And some more damage. And now you see, this is where I said we don't have to sell the SMG. All we have to do is buy this one, and it combines with one of the gray ones we have in our inventory, and we have 2 blue SMGs now. 7 damage for 2 HP. Great one. What did I say? If we have a high enough offense, we don't need defense. And around wave 15-ish, that's where you're going to want to maybe bulk up a bit, because you're getting ready for the boss. No, where's my humor is very dry. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure if Champ said anything, he didn't mean it. But, and Frenchy Mom says, thanks, Champ. Okay, so we're good. I'm like, sorry, I'm trying to follow the chat at the same time, but I am talking a lot on this one, so sorry if I'm missing out on parts, guys, but I'm sure you guys are taking care of stuff on your own. There we go. Now this is actually one of the money waves. Like, this has a lot of guys coming out, like a lot of little guys, and you get a lot of money out of this wave. Wave 9 is a fun wave. Because it's a lot of like little mobs of numerous guys that just give us tons of cash. I wouldn't say it makes us rich, because at this point stuff also starts getting more expensive, and we unlock, for the moment right now I would have liked to have a free roll at this point, or the ticket that makes all the items 5% cheaper. We didn't get those. Unfortunate, but not too bad. Now we're going to take this because for 14 it gives us 1 armor back. We lose HP though. No, we're going to recycle it. So nothing good here. We will re-roll. More attack speed. So we're getting there. Now here's where, you know what? We can take the lifesteal here. Or we could actually take the max HP. Because it's like a second one and it's free and it's a purple. Yeah, I'm going to take the max HP. Now, unfortunately, our character loses 25% of HP, so it didn't turn out to be 9, it turned out to be 7 in our case, but it still was a good trade-off. And this is where, also, this is going to be good. Like I said, when you can get some free bulking up, it's worth it. And that was almost free bulking up. Now, this is very good trade-offs, especially because we have a lot of enhanced range for the moment, and it's 20 rounds. So we're halfway there. Okay. And as we go, I'm just going to stop talking as much because I think you guys are getting the gist of it, and we'll go directly in. Now, I could have re-rolled there a few times. I'm just going to keep the money because this is going to be like a free round. And we'll just re-roll a ton on the next one. I just want to get an idea of where we're at before I spend the money. Now, theoretically, we could actually stick in one spot and not even move. And our Brotato, at this point, we don't even need to move anymore. Now, don't forget that there's higher difficulty levels. So this doesn't mean that every run is now going to become like super easy or whatnot. Because if we were playing like on difficulty 5, I wouldn't be able to be quite this like carefree. Where I'm actually running at the enemy. Like, I'm not even trying to run away from them. I'm actually running towards them. So different than the other night, eh, guys? Like, I don't know if for those who were here, so freaking different. Tough choice here. Tough choice. I think we're going to go for the pure damage because we are doing better on attack speed stats than damage. And like I said, attack speed is easier to get, I find, from items. So now we have a ton of money. So now we're going to re-roll and we're going to try to get... This is awesome. So basically every wave you finish, we're getting an extra 3% damage. We don't want the mutations anymore because we don't want our speed any lower. And we have another SMG, a blue one, and we combined with a purple. This actually we're going to buy. The ducks are really good. See, now I wish I would have taken the attack speed. We're going to take that nonetheless. This is super good. No, this is not the one I want. It's the handcuffs that we want. I made a mistake there. It wasn't the right one. So we're going to have 2 purple ones. And we can lock in this SMG. And we're actually going to lock in this alien tongue as well. Because I do want to increase our pickup range. Simply because it's just going to make sure we have more assets. More assets on each and every wave, basically. Because the way it works is the harvesting at the end there, it gives you double at the beginning. That's why at the beginning of the run you see ×2. That's based on the items I harvested at the end of the previous run. So the ones you harvest at the end, you don't lose them. It's just you get them like the wave after. Okay? But obviously it's not as good as getting them right away. So, but that's why we're getting these ×2 at the beginning. The ×2 is till we're see the harvesting there it's going down. That's till we're empty. We're getting ×2 the assets. That's also what I didn't know. Like, I knew we were getting them back somehow, but I wasn't catching on that that's how it did it. It's that basically all the assets that you harvest at the end of a run will give you ×2 on the next run. And that's how the harvesting stat works, is that it increases that number for the beginning of your next run, of your next wave. I'm saying run, but I meant wave. So basically, it's like, you basically pad your next wave at the end of each wave with everything you collect. We do not want the mutation. See, we're not going to re-roll just because it'd be a waste of money, because we still do have something very good here. We're going to grab the triceps for more damage. Now we're going to grab our purple, and we're going to get our first red here. We're going to grab the alien tongue. We're going to re-roll. We're going to get another blue SMG. The alien baby could be really good, but the enemy speed, you really don't want more than one of these, but I'm going to lock it in because it is a really good padding tool where we're not actually losing any stats. I seem more relaxed. I am more relaxed. You know, I've said it that family-wise, I've had some issues. Don't worry, not like marriage-wise, okay? When I'm saying family-wise, we had some issues, is that we have some sick people in the family right now, and I want to stop talking about it all the time on the channel. I'm going to say a few moments about it, but that's why sometimes I seem stressed, because last weekend was supposed to be dedicated to making the videos, and someone passed away in my wife's family again. And I'm saying again because, yes, she's lost 2 family members over the last 3 weeks. And her mom's in chemo. My aunt's in the hospital with probably less than 6 months to live. So, like, it's a little rough right now on the weekends. And every time I want to dedicate myself to sort of catching up on the content for the channel, it backfires on me. Like, every time I'm like, okay, this is the weekend where I sort of set things straight, get the 2 eShop deal videos out, do all the controller reviews that I'm backed up on, the item reviews I'm backed up on. It sort of backfires on me, so I start the week very stressed because my 9-to-5 job starts, and I know I'm already behind. You know what I mean? Yes, I have played Blazing Beaks, Rob. I've actually been suggesting Blazing Beaks. I think it was in my first eShop deals video ever on the channel. Yeah, no, but I'm not saying that because I want you guys to feel bad for me, okay? I'm just letting you know that's why sometimes I feel very stressed. And that's also why I've been watching my past streams, and I know a lot of you don't care if I'm good at the games or not, but I've been very shitty at a lot of games lately because I'm playing them and I'm very tired. And don't get me wrong, I love streaming. And actually streaming is an outlet for me that actually allows me to relax. Okay, so it's not like I'm forcing myself to stream, it's the opposite. I'm streaming more right now because it's one of the best outlets I have to sort of lower my stress levels. But the impact of that is when you're playing new games that you've never played before from a very tired and sort of anxious, stressed perspective, it's not sinking in as easily as it normally is. So that's why I'm looking at the streams and I'm like, man, I'm sucking it up at like every game I'm playing. And if you guys look at all the streams, I'm not the best player in the world. I know that, but I generally don't suck as much as I have over the last couple of months. Have more beer. You're right. The worst is I have a beer up. I had a beer left upstairs and I didn't bring it down. And at this point, I don't feel like going up. I'm being lazy, but I don't feel like going up. I'm like set up. I'm like comfy now. We're going to re-roll this one because I feel this is one of the last, like, we're going to have to pad our attack stats now so that we can start really getting a little bit of better, like we're gonna have to get a little bit of defensive here. See, the alloy, I like the item, but I don't at the same time because it's very expensive, and there are two really good stats, and there's two really good stats in there, which is the range damage and the crit chance. Well, not really good, okay, because the crit chance I don't actually care that much about. But there are 3 stats that I really don't give a F about, and it's expensive. That's why I don't like the alloy. It's not that it's not worth it, but we're not exactly rolling in the dough right now, which is why we're not going to do it. We're rather going to get this for some raw damage for some minus HP, and we're going to roll again. That was so worth it. Roll again. Yes. Okay, we're getting very, very good with the like the SMGs. We're getting to a decent spot here. I'd like to have a couple of more reds. I'd love these to be purples, but we'll see how it works out. Stat-wise, we have so much extra damage, though. I think we'll be good even if we don't. But we're going to have to start thinking about padding a little bit of defensiveness. However, we have a decent amount of HP. That time that the boss one-shot me that I was telling you guys about, I think I had like 17 HP. Right now, I'm already at like 35. By the way, this is the disadvantage of this Brotato that I took. The Ranger Brotato is that basically his all HP items are reduced by 25% efficiency. So basically, if it says you're gaining 4 HP, you're actually gaining 3 HP. Understand? Like it reduces the HP stat gains by 25%. So you're rarely gonna be like at like 80 HP on this guy, which is why to me it feels like a build that you have to go. Like either you pad yourself with armor rather than HP. You get really good at dodging, or you just go like all out crazy attack damage, like what we do. Oh, I'm glad you guys don't care, but I do know that sometimes I get comments like, you suck. I don't really care, but I'm just getting more of them lately because I am sucking. I am sucking a bit, and just letting you guys know where that's coming from. You know what I mean? It's not, well, and like I said, I don't think you guys actually care, but still. Ugh. Okay. We're going to take one more attack speed because 15 is so juicy. Nice. And you see, last time, I don't know if you remember the last run, I was buying a lot of random items that looked good, but maybe didn't fit in with the build. And that's what you have to, like, fight against, like, yourself, like, naturally, is that even, it doesn't, it just means Alex is here. Yeah, but Alex is different, because I know he busts my chops. Like, even when I'm doing good on a game, he's going to be like, Rick, you're sucking. That's different. It's not the same stuff. It's like randos who never watched a channel that just come in and say, like, hey, you suck at this game. Why are you streaming it? And it's like, that's, like, you guys know that that's not the point of playing these games. We're trying to figure out if they're fun or not if I'm a god at them or not. You know what I mean? Because I already know I'm not a god at them. So, but that's it. That's a different vibe, though. Like, don't worry. I have no problem with Alex busting my chops because I know it's coming from a good spot where, like, you know, that's sort of the relationship we have. He comes in, he busts my chops. I awkwardly don't know how to answer and make excuses, and that's just the way it is. Dude, I'm so excited though for my Halloween costume. Like, honestly, I think I haven't been this excited for a Halloween costume since I bought, like, my Iron Man, like, and this is an old costume. Like, this is back when Iron Man 2 came out. I bought, like, the $300 version with, like, plastic armor, like, actually armor pieces, like, not just, like, a muscle suit. Like, it had, like, anyway, I still have it upstairs, but it's starting to get a little bit of wear because, like I said, it's like 12 or 15 years old, something like that. But it's getting a little bit of wear, but I haven't been that excited since that. Oh my God, Frenchie Mom has donated $5. That is so appreciated. That is very much. Thank you so much for the donation. And by the way, I'm not. I hope this doesn't come from the sob stories and you feeling like you need to. It is very appreciated, though. That is very, very appreciated. Thank you so much for the donation. Okay, so yeah, basically, I haven't been that excited since that, and honestly, I can't wait to show you guys. Like, I'm super excited. Oh my God. You guys are, like, they're killing me with these beautiful upgrades, but I need to get a little of beefiness. I would like a little bit of speed and a little bit of armor. Like, I'd like to offset my -3 armor and my -4 speed, but they're killing me. But thank you once again. Thank you, Frenchie Mom. Oh, and look, we get the free reroll. This is the free reroll item, the Dangerous Bunny. So right now, our rerolls are so expensive that 98 isn't even like a problem at all. Like, the other thing we could do is get a little bit of lifesteal. Like, that would be acceptable right now, but I really want a bit of speed. The Cyber Ball is really good. When an enemy dies, it randomly can do 9 damage to another enemy. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have, like, 25 enemies dying at once, that's a shit ton of damage that can be done randomly for free when you think about it. See, we don't care about harvesting anymore, so definitely that's a trade-off I want to make. And we're out of money. So I'm really gonna have to start padding myself a bit for the boss fight. Like, I'm making it sound something big. It's just like, at this point, if you look at the build and how we're shredding everything, the only thing I can see messing us up on this run is that boss fight. And that's why I say, like, this game, and I'm not saying dodging isn't useless, I'm just saying, like, when you stop thinking about it like an action game and, okay, I have to get better at controlling the Brotato, and you realize that it's actually better at building the Brotato, to me, that is the path to victory. And that's where I was having fun before, but now my runs are becoming even crazier fun, because now I can really try out random builds. Oh, I messed up there. I think that's one of the first times I've gotten hit this one. It's okay, we're just going to pick up a few health items there. I angle towards them as we're walking around, and we're good. Damage for attack speed. How are we doing attack speed wise? 81. You know what? It's still pretty decent. I would have liked that to be like 12 damage for 4 attack speed or 2 attack speed for 10 damage, but we're still gonna take it. Oh my God, these guys are freaking killing me. What's my range damage? I'm only at plus 13 range damage, eh? But I'm plus 111% damage. My normal damage boost is so freaking high. The only thing is the SMGs have a low damage rate, which is why the raw damage in the case of the SMG is better than the percentage, by the way. When you have items with a high base damage, the percentage becomes better than the raw. If that makes any sense for anyone who like gets the math on it. But SMGs, it's the opposite. You're going to want the raw stat over the percentage unless you have a ton of raw stat. Once you have a ton of raw stat, then because the percentage, the raw stat increases the base damage, then the percentage becomes better, if that makes like sense. Okay, we're going to choose the raw range damage one more time here. And every time I'm like, okay, now we're going to start building something else. We Free reroll. Crit, dodge, range. Like, if we can get some speed in exchange for range, that would be, like, king right here. The alien baby. We're going to take it. 16. We can't take another one, though, because they're going to start going too fast. Oh, my God. This is, like, the nuts. Heavy bullets. 5 range damage. 10% damage. 10% range. Like, oh, my God. We're going to lock this in. Okay. We're going to lock this in. Now, I really have to get some buff stats. But we have a ton of HP. That's the one thing that is saving us here. Like, I'm complaining, but I have way more HP than I normally have on this potato. Also because we haven't gotten handcuffs. Handcuffs basically locks in your current HP, so you can't gain any HP at all, okay? You're locked at your current HP, but the stats are super good. Like, it trades for really good stats. So you want that item, but you want it at the end of your run, when your HP is already high. The one thing I have to test that I'm not sure of, though, is if it locks negative HP loss. Because if it actually locks negative HP loss, that could actually be really fun. Because all the items that the downside is like taking away HP gets negated as well. And that's the part I'm not sure of. Now, the red guys are elites, by the way. They're tougher versions of those guys, and as you can see, it's still not an issue at this point. We are, like, running them over. Boom. Now that's going to be amazing. Oh. We're going to lock this boy in. What did... Oh, we didn't get a stat. Damn it. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Sometimes towards the end of the run, you don't get, like, the stat boost part of it. I'm not sure why. I'd have to look into. Like, I haven't been able to figure it out on my own, so I probably have to watch a video and look into why that happens sometimes. I don't know if that's just planned, where, like, it's like that every run. Like, at X wave, you don't get a stat boost. Oh, dang, I messed up there. I'm gonna have to be a tiny bit careful until I can get some health back. But like I said, I'm not super worried. The only thing that worries me is that I don't like having low movement speed. And although I'm not super low in movement speed wise, I do feel a bit sluggish, which is why, like I said, I want to get the speed. Okay. Recycle that. Okay. Harvesting, dodge, attack speed. We don't want any of this. We don't want any of this. Oh my god, you guys are killing me. Oh, here. Okay, we're gonna take this. Armor. We don't want to sacrifice speed for the armor. Like, the warrior helmet would be great if it wasn't sacrificing speed. Not allowed to die till I get back. We're at wave 18, bro. We've got, like, 3 waves left. 3 waves left. Just throwing out the warning there. Free reroll. Nothing good. Oh. How much is our vigilante ring giving us? 21 damage. That's actually really, really good. Like, if you can get the vigilante rings early, well, we got one real, like, because for a purple item, getting it when we did was really good. The vigilante rings, if you can get them early, it's really good. Like, one vigilante ring that's going to give us, like, in 2 more waves, it's going to give us, like, 27 attack percentage on its own is crazy. See, the match... I'm not... normally, if we weren't with this build, I would have locked in that HP item. But because we have that 25%, like, down thing, it doesn't feel like it's good. The only reason I don't mind losing the dodge is we're at 0% dodge. So, going negative dodge isn't really a thing. I don't know if you guys get it. Like, if you're at 0 dodge, being at minus 10% dodge is not actually minus anything. Because you can't get negatively hit. Does that make sense? Like, you already... What being at 0% dodge means whenever anyone hits you, they hit you. Being at minus 10% dodge doesn't make people not touching you hit you. If that makes any sense. So, if you're not going for dodge, the good thing is that you can go as low as you want, and it actually doesn't affect you at all. You see, now it's easier to dodge the bullets. That's why I want the speed, by the way, guys. Because, I don't like the sad tomato. I don't like the sad tomato. This one hurts. This one hurts. Not gonna lie, this one hurts. We're still gonna grab the chest. Ugh. Now, you see, we can actually grab this SMG. Now we have to do it manually because the one in the menu doesn't combine with the one in my inventory. But I can manually combine 2 purples and then grab an extra gray. And it is still better because overall we're getting that. Yes, we are going to buy that. Now, the Cyber Ball at this point isn't worth it because the boss wave isn't going to be a wave where we're going to care about dealing damage when other things die because, I'm sorry to hear that, Brian. That is very sad. And honestly, I feel you for your loss. You know, I've said it because it's been such an up and down roller coaster, but I'm losing my aunt, which to me is like a second mom, and because I lived with them 50% of the time, her and my grandma, growing up, because they lived together their whole life. So, and it's been a roller coaster. Like, at one point they told us she has 48 hours to live. Then she had a Hail Mary surgery. They said maybe she's coming home. And then, like, 2 months later, she wound up in the hospital again. And right now she's still there. And they don't know what to do. But yeah, condolences, Brian. So like, I feel you right now. I'm not trying to make this about me, by the way. I'm just like telling you, I really feel where you're going from. It's like seeing a person that you care about so much. Like, I thought I had seen her last breath at one point, or like without being her last breath, like as close as I could get to it, because she was having convulsions, so we couldn't really be there like till they did the surgery. But I feel you, man. And sorry for your loss, bro. Anyway, sorry, this is not the stream we are doing. We are focusing on Brotato. Sorry, I'm shifting there because yeah, her name's Pauline. Her name is Pauline. Actually, her name is Paulina, but we call her Pauline because she's... I'm of European, like I'm half European descent, half South American. She's born in, she's actually half German, half Polish. So her birth given name is Paulina, but we call her Pauline. And the kids call her Punya. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna focus on the build. Sorry, guys, I'm not, my bad. We're gonna lock in the blue SMG because the SMG is, basically the blue SMG, if we sell the gray here, we can upgrade to the blue on the next run if we have really no other moves to make and we have some extra money. So that is going to be the like pro move to make if we have no other moves to make. So guys, we're about to get to the end of the run. So now it is. No, don't worry, Brian. You didn't bring me down. It's all good. It's all good. I brought myself. It's fine. And don't worry. I mean, don't worry about it, bro. Yeah, you're all good. It's not your fault, and it's about you, bro. You lost someone too, so it's no problem. It's no problem, man. I'm just gonna focus on this because if not, it's gonna keep going like. Okay. Oof. Wave 90. Okay, let's focus. We're at the end, guys. So it's either make it or break it time. Now, honestly, I don't think I'm worried about wave 19 here, other than the fact that the enemies have that extra speed that I don't like. But I think I was worried for nothing because we're shredding. Like I said, the only thing that could really stop us now is that boss. And you'll see, if we lose the run on the boss, I mean, I still think this will be a very successful showing of, like, how to properly play the game, where the other stream was like, hey, let's just have some random fun doing whatever in Brotato. Today's stream is really like, I unlocked the potential of the Spud. And I think that's what I put in the title. I'm like, the Spud potential has been unlocked. I've gone Super Spud. So rather than Super Saiyan, we've gone Super Spud. Yes. So luck at this point, useless because we're not really working towards that. We have 8%. Actually, I want to beef up. So we want some speed or some armor. Like would be really perfect right now would be like a purple piece of armor. 3% speed, I don't feel like taking. This neither. Ugh. They're really killing us, and these are becoming expensive. Harvesting is totally useless at this point, unless you're going for, like, the endless run. Because, by the way, at the next menu, we're going to have the choice between level 20, meaning that you finish your run and you sort of pop out, or going endless. Endless, you heard it. It's endless, okay? We're not going to go with that. We're going to go to ending the run at 20. We're going to do one more. Oh my god, they're killing me! Oh, one more. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna be running. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna recycle this boy down here, pop him there. We have only 2 HP regeneration. We have no life steal. I'd actually like some life steal. Another gray SMG. What's our attack speed like? 10% damage for attack speed. I'm saying no because I want to keep my money. Okay? It's not that that wasn't a decent item. It's that I'd rather have my money right now. Oh my god, you guys are killing me. Give me something with a little bit of lifesteal. Now we're getting to the point, like, it's not even worth re-rolling. I can't buy anything else anyway, and this is the last one, so we're gonna re-roll just in case we get something super cheap. Oh, you see, a broken mouth would have actually been okay to pick up. But this is it. Hopefully the speed is going to keep us going. We have 5% armor. We have a decent amount of HP. Let's go beat the boss. I don't know which one we're going to get. What? You see why you want that speed? Because you got to be able to dodge those projectiles, and the boss moves decently fast. So this is the only time where I say so far in the run that you actually have to know how to move the potato. And we got it, boys. We just completed our Brotato run. And that is a super easy build to do. So if ever you're starting out the game and you're like, okay, I want to lock a few of the later potatoes. I want to try an easy build and build myself up, get a success, get a feel for the game. Go for an all SMG run. And by the way, this works with any of the potatoes almost. Like, obviously, you're not going to want potatoes that give you penalties for range damage or stuff like that. But even the base potato here, the well-rounded, it works super well with. So you're going to want, like, that is honestly a great way to get started on a Brotato run. Yeah, congrats, man. Like, honestly, for once, I'm not sucking it up, eh? I know it's like weird. What the heck? I can actually play a game decently. And I know I'm just busting my own balls, guys. Yeah, man, that was actually a lot of fun. And just before we go, I just want to show you Knights versus Giant where I'm at, because I said today, I was feeling down this weekend, so I played a lot of games just to play games to have fun. Put the videos aside, and I like chilled and had fun and played the games just to play them. And right now, these two games are really, really claws deep into me. Like, I like playing these two games. And the only thing that's going to probably pull me off them seriously is going to be Sonic next week. And then obviously Mario. And by the way, you've maybe seen less eShop deal videos lately. I think everyone's gearing up for next week. I'm going to try and pop out. I know there's going to be one special eShop deal video, and I'm going to try to pop up another one. But I know that right now, mentally, people aren't focused on eShop deals as much as they are getting ready to the crazy games that are coming out next week. So, you know, I think, like, it's okay to tone down the eShop deals temporarily. And either way, what's coming right after October is November. What's in November, guys? I'm here. Black Friday. November is going to be the insane month where I will not be able to do anything almost other than deals. So right now, I'd rather, like, have fun playing some games and talking about other things than just eShop deals, so that we can go balls to the wall for Black Friday in November. You know what I mean? Because as soon as November hits, like, maybe not for like the first like 10 days in November, exactly working our way up to like Thanksgiving and whatnot, but after the first like 10 days in November, there won't be a way to not talk about deals coming out. You know what I mean? And although we do have some big releases in November, it's not as bad as the next 2 weeks coming up. So, like, we have Mario RPG coming out in November and whatnot, but it's not going to be as insane as the next couple of weeks. So I really have to work through my backlog of other stuff. So I hope that all of you who follow the channel maybe solely for eShop deals understands why I've toned it down a little bit lately. It's just so I can get all the other projects done, so that when November comes around, we go full steam ahead. And I love eShop deals, but I also sometimes right now I feel like weird suggesting games that I have a very strong feeling that next month are going to get even bigger discounts. Does that make any sense to you guys? Like, I love eShop deals. I love the channel getting views and all that, but I want it to be quality content where you guys feel good about the buys you make. And let's say I tell you to buy Blasphemous that is 10% off right now, which I did. It's still a very good deal for a very good game. I just have an extremely strong feeling that that game on Black Friday is going to get close to a 50% discount. And there's a lot of things pointing to that. Like, don't forget, like, and I'm not trying to sound like a a bit bigger than I am, but I work in finance, so I'm used to looking at market, looking at trends, looking at what's happening to sort of preview where we're going. The market's bad right now in a lot of places. Like economy-wise, things are bad in a lot of places. Layoffs are happening throughout the whole gaming industry. Right now, Team 17 just laid off people. And although you don't want to devalue your properties, you need some cash flow to get through the holiday season. The best way to do that is put your biggest titles at a discount that is going to have people talking about your games. We had Knight versus Giant, but I'm not going to actually play the game. I just want to sort of show you where, like, what I've done so far in the game. So you guys can get a better idea, because we tried the demo, but I find it's really interesting now, like, that I have more of Camelot fleshed out, and I still haven't seen the whole game. I've beaten 3 giants, so I've beaten 3 giants, and after you beat 3 giants, you're popped directly into, like, a super boss. So rather than getting a fort biome, you get, like, a super boss. But I'm almost guaranteed that after that super boss, like, the way the storyline's lining up, it's almost like it's the final boss, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Because theoretically, when you're following the storyline, the 3rd boss was supposed to be the last one, but when you beat him, he becomes the super boss. But if I'm looking at everything you have to do progression-wise in the game, it wouldn't make sense if that's the last boss. That, you know, if you get what I mean. Like, there's too much stuff left to do for that to actually be the last boss. But yeah, so, like, but getting back to what I was saying, sorry, because I'm so bad at that. Sometimes I pop from one subject to the other. Like, there's a lot of developers that things are going bad. So their big games that came out this year, they're probably going to try and cash in on what they can for the holiday season to sort of bankroll the beginning of next year and sort of deliver on project, you know, like, get some projects to the finish line. So the best way they can do that is drop their current big games enough that you get some buzz around them. So for example, Blasphemous 2, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw somewhere between a 30 to 50% discount. 50 is maybe a little high in my feeling because the game is too new, but 30 to 40 I think would be very sensible for them. We're probably going to see older properties dropping to insanely low prices. Like, we might actually finally see $1.99 on the ukuleles. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just talking about Team 17 because it's one of the developers that's going bad. But Ubisoft is gonna be the same thing. Their packs are gonna go super cheap. Like the Assassin's Creed pack, the older one, I'm looking probably towards $10. The newer one, around 15, most likely. Resident Evil 4, not the Switch, you're talking about the remake, right? On the PS5, yeah. Well, I'm not talking PS5 because those trends are a little different, okay? Games go down quicker on PS5 and Xbox than they do on Switch. Like, there are different markets, and unfortunately that Switch tax is a real thing, okay? Our markets are slightly different. But Capcom, I'm not sure we're going to get lower, okay? Yes, Rob, in the sense that there's a voluntary clunkiness to the combat system because it's a Souls-like, so they want you to have to plan your moves. Like, they don't want Twitch combat, Twitch controls, if that makes any sense. Like, they don't want you moving around like you would in a Mega Man game where you can twitch back and forth, up, down, jump around projectiles. But that's, you don't need to be sorry. Everyone wants to pay less. No, but Resident Evil 4 and PS5, I think you're gonna get like 19, maybe more 25. If you're asking me honestly, 25 to 30 feels more like the sweet spot for them. Maybe you'll get 19, but that'll probably be like a doorbuster at one store, and the store is gonna take a hit to get people in the door. Okay. That's my feeling if we do get it. But I'm talking about the existing properties on Switch. Like, they're already selling the Resident Evils for $10. I'm not sure Capcom is going to voluntarily say that their properties are worth $5. They did it for Dragon Age because the sequel's coming out and they want some buzz around it. But the other properties don't need that. Dragon Age needed it because, yes, it's a popular property, but it's not Resident Evil popular. It's not, it's not like an automatic thing that as soon as a new game comes out, everyone's talking about it. Yes, I will stream Wonder, Rob. Most likely the day it comes out, I will be streaming it. Like, unless some awful thing happens, the day it comes out, we'll be streaming it in the evening. It's coming out on a Friday. Friday is the regular stream night. So like I said, unless something, God forbid, awful happens, we will be streaming it. Okay, so we played this the other night. Now, I haven't unlocked the other nights yet. I actually thought the other nights would unlock quicker. But now, apparently, my next runs will be unlocking these extra nights. Because she's basically, we unlocked her, the sculptor. And the sculptor needs a memento of the nights to unlock them. So I unlocked her, I rebuilt her hut, but I didn't get that. By the way, you talk to this little alien-looking dude, and he's the one that rebuilds your buildings. Right now, I've built everything I could. So we have to wait, and apparently we're going to meet other builders. This is why I say it doesn't make sense I would be at the last boss, because we have other builders and we have a ton of stuff to still build in there. The library here is sort of like, it keeps track of everything you need to do in the game. Like you see, it's also isn't completed, but here I have completed. Like, I restored the plaza ground, the prop center, blah, 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 blah. Then we have the upgrade guide that is here. Basically, the more you use a weapon, the more you get experience in it. And then with the gold you get in your runs, you can buy to upgrade the base stats. And you see I have Lancelot and Wars are my two knights. So the more you use a weapon, the more you can upgrade it. You actually can't upgrade weapons you aren't using. Sonic as well, Rob. I'm going to try to make a special stream on next Tuesday when it comes out. And most likely Tuesday in the evening we'll be playing Sonic, unless I'm working. Well, no, even if I'm working in the evening, it'll just be a later stream if it is. Like, if I'm not working late that evening, I'm gonna try to negotiate with my wife to be able to stream like at 7-ish, 8-ish, and get like a few hours of gameplay in. If unfortunately it's not possible because I'm working late or whatnot with the family, you know, I'm indisposed, it'll be more a late stream, like 10:30 to 11, like tonight. So basically this, and then you have the Hunter, which basically is a way to make extra gold on your missions, because as you beat certain type of enemies, when you beat a certain number, you get 100 gold. So it's just like a faster way to upgrade, and when you complete a quest, it sort of fills in another one. There is a Monty Python type of dry humor here. There is a very close to Monty Python and the Holy Grail dry English type of humor here. Like the dialogue, the characters are very, very witty in their dialogues, and they're not like the Merlin of professional sorcerer, okay? And you're playing, by the way, King Arthur with a broken Excalibur. And by the way, for the moment, my build is using a mix. I'm using the basic attack of Erendite from Lancelot, and I'm using the special ability of Boars, which is the Slicing Orbit. Best setup I've found so far in the base abilities. However, if you liked ranged attacks, Boars has a basic ranged attack. I personally don't like the ranged attacks, because I don't like the aiming method in the game for ranged attacks. For melee, I find it works perfectly, but I find for ranged attacks, it feels clunky. But it is an amazing game. we're gonna call it here though tonight, guys, because it's getting late, and I said I was gonna work on a video. I most likely will not at this point, but we're gonna have a special eShop deals video hitting soon. I'm gonna try and do a regular eShop deals video also somewhere in there. Hopefully we get a review for also, I really would like to do a review for a tiny sticker tail, because not many people are talking about this game, and it is a cute, fun little game. I'm not going to show any of it because I'd want to do a review on it, and you guys can see about it in the review. It's not a revolutionary game, but it's a very fun budget game. I love the message throughout the game, and it has some really fun original gameplay. Different than what we've been playing lately. I finished a game yesterday, so I feel prepared to do a review. I just have to write it up and then film it and blah blah blah. You know the deal. I also have to do my review on the Nixie Hall Effect editions of their controllers. So if you don't know, I got in the two Nixie controllers that I already reviewed, which is the Chaos and also the game pads. Here on the Switch, the ones that connect to the Switch, the wireless game pads. I got in the Hall Effect versions of them, and they have some nice little additions that the originals did not have that I want to talk about and get that out there. And lastly, where is it? So when you see I'm backlogged, this is what I'm talking about backlog. I have the little new adapter I got in, which is basically that allows you to plug in 4 Switch carts at once in your Switch when it's in dock mode, meaning you don't actually have to switch physically carts in your Switch. You can have 4 physical carts in your Switch. This connects into your Switch, and then basically with just the touch of a button, you can switch which game you want to play. So for someone who has a big physical collection, it's a god save to switch between 4 different games without having to actually pop the cart in and out. I want to do a little video on that. It's going to be a short one, though, because, I mean, it's going to be, what are the good stuff? What are the bad stuff? And, where can you get it if you want it? It's, going to be a very straightforward one. So I'm trying to find a way to make it interesting and make it last, 5-ish minutes, maybe. Because, I could be like, hey, you pop the games. I'm saying that, but it's going to easily hit 5 minutes, because by the time how it works, because there are a few things you have to know that doesn't work, you know what I mean? And stuff. By the time I go through that, 5 minutes, it'll be up. It'll be good. It'll be a good little video for that. I have not finished Sunshine Manor yet. I'm sorry to say I haven't finished Sunshine Manor. I really liked it, but, I just got pulled into a lot of stuff, and I want to play Mon U, but I sort of got this, I didn't like it. I started it, and I haven't liked it so far, so I'm having trouble going back and playing Mon U. I'm not going to say it's bad yet, because I haven't played enough of it, but it disappointed me. It wasn't what I was expecting, and I thought I was going to have better production values than it did, and the first, half hour I played, I was, unimpressed. And I had so many other good games loaded up that I was like, okay. By the way, okay. Anyway, I've said it now. We are going. Thank you, everyone, for showing up for the stream. It was awesome tonight. Thank you for playing with me. I'm sorry if I got a little sad there for a moment. You actually got to see me almost cry on stream, guys. Came very close. But it was a great evening. Thank you so much for everyone who showed up. And as usual, I hope I'll see all of you in my next video.